The reason that you continue to do your bad habits is because your mind has convinced you that they aren't that bad. You see, our brain unconsciously rationalizes uncomfortable situations. And that's why when you try to start something like a diet, you cannot follow through because you let your mind rationalize and tell yourself that it isn't that bad or that you've already done good so far, so one cookie won't hurt. But that's exactly why you keep eating more cookies. That's exactly why you keep eating more junk. That's exactly why you keep doing more bad habits. You see, the reason you can't do the things that you want to do is because your mind is telling you these lies. And sometimes, without even realizing it, you do these bad habits with no idea because you've brainwashed your brain into believing that these things are fine. It's when you think that 1 hour of video gaming isn't that bad. It's when you think that one more cookie or one more episode or anything like that isn't that bad. You see, when you follow through with these things you know you shouldn't be doing, that's when you ruin your life. That's why you ruin your life because you're following through with the things that you don't want to do. Because even as of now, as I make this video, and the reason I make this video is because I struggle with eating clean. Now, it doesn't seem like such a big deal. It doesn't seem like it's such a bad addiction, but eating poorly is something I've struggled with. And I mean, like, I seriously cannot avoid the junk, but I literally have the answers. And it's why I'm making this video right now. It's why I make all my videos so that I can help you and so that I can help myself for future reference. It's a mutual back and forth between us because as you continue to better yourself, I'm continuing to better myself. So, if you want to stop rationalizing, you need to first get rid of all distractions and bad habits. You need to get all these bad habits away from you for good. Because if someone struggles with eating clean and is in a house that only has clean, healthy food, there's no reason for them to struggle with eating clean because they have no reason or distractions to eat unhealthy. And they won't have anything to worry about. So now this can be implemented into any type of bad habit or addiction. And I personally believe it's one of the most, simplest yet effective ways of stopping bad habits or addictions. Now, another thing that you can do is to recognize when you are rationalizing. Now, this can be difficult at some points, but can obviously be built through time. You see, we all have this voice inside of our head. This voice, in some situations, can also be called a gut feeling. And this voice in our head is literally our intuition. It's the little voice that tells you whether you should or should not do something or eat something or, anything like that. Like, for example, when you have a candy in front of you, you have that voice that tells you, should I really eat this? And in those moments, you should try and recognize if you're rationalizing. Because I can tell you, I've had countless accounts of food that I've looked at, and I look at them and I'm questioning to myself, should I eat this or not? Now, what I could do is rationalize and tell myself that it's, not that bad, or I can recognize that I'm rationalizing and pick the better option. And, if it's between eating the cookie or not, I should choose not to eat the cookie. If it's between doing your homework or playing video games, you should always choose doing your homework. You could 100% wage the two options and your intuition would know which is the best one to choose. And if you need any help, a good way to know how to make these decisions easier is to know what you want. Now, what I mean by this is when you are struggling with something like eating bad, you need to know exactly what you want. You need to know exactly, like for me, it'd be I need to know the exact type of diet, the exact foods that I'm not allowed to eat and what I'm allowed to eat. Because if you don't know exactly what you can and cannot eat, there's going to be a situation where you are faced with something and you have to, rationalize and understand or question whether you should do it or not. In most cases, you're going to pick the worst option because you don't know exactly what you want. Because even if you have been doing good, whatever structure you have been building will immediately be destroyed. You have to plan and understand exactly what you want so that you can get exactly the results that you want. Now, if that doesn't make any sense, all you need to know is make super clear goals and have almost micro limits for any situation. You need to know exactly what you want. So if you really want to stop rationalizing, you need to get away from any triggers, recognize when you're rationalizing, and know exactly what you want. I hope this helped you. Stay positive.